Hello, my name is Jason Cherry, and in America, we face heavy gun violence in which there's basically a mass shooting that occurs every day in the world. According to the website Mass Shooting Tracker, did you know that more than 4 or more people are seriously injured or die in an incident, all because of how easy it is for people to gain access to a gun? Without firearms, I can say at the very least that half of mass shootings would have never occurred if it weren't for gun violence. Today, I'm going to persuade you on why people with guns should give it up and why guns should not be allowed in the hands of anyone outside of law enforcement and military personnel. School shootings, church shootings, and even club shootings. It's laughable how easy it is for people to get their hands on a firearm, and that is the big problem. According to Keeping Guns Out of the Wrong Hands on everytown.org, federal law requires background checks on all gun sales from licensed firearm dealers to ensure that guns do not fall into the hands of people with wrongful intentions or even people prohibited by law from having a gun. However, the law does not require background checks on sales from unlicensed sellers, including online or at gun shows. This makes it very, very easy for a person to acquire a gun. To make matters even worse, federal law also fails to prohibit certain categories of people with particular dangerous histories from gaining their hands on a firearm. And it does not provide a process through which people who are likely to commit violent acts against themselves or others can be blocked from having access to it. A step in the right direction in terms of gun violence must start with more strict background checks on all gun sales and consistently monitoring them to ensure that no other routes that enable convict or dangerous people to obtain guns can be taken, including one that allows a gun sale to proceed if a background check isn't completed within 3 business days. I understand sometimes that it can be very necessary to require a gun, but for the most part, people use guns for their own personal gain and do it actually have no positive intentions when they use it. It's crazy how nowadays a lot of young kids can find themselves getting a hold of a gun. And when it comes to kids, it's definitely something dangerous to have around them. I remember having a friend in middle school telling me he was making bullets and wanted a gun just to play with it for fun. But now that I look back at it, I realize that guns are easy to get a hold of, even for a kid. And something that dangerous can seriously cost a person their own lives. If we implement more gun laws, this would help reduce on deaths happening all around the world. More gun control could even help to reduce suicide rates. And even, as a matter of fact, over the years, studies have shown that in the United States, more people commit suicide with guns than any other methods used all over the world. From Columbine to Sandy Hook and many other places with victims of mass murder were caused from the violence of a gun. Nothing will improve until all states require background checks. If we can manage to restrict and block any loopholes, making it harder for people to get guns, we can definitely see a change in this world. There are certain parts of the world that has already banned guns and similar weapons. The problem here is people can still smuggle them in. Other parts of the world have certain types of guns that are illegal for citizens to have in their possession. Eliminating guns from the equation is just one part of the problem. You have people that are not willing to talk about their problems and their feelings and want to actually hurt others than talking with them. They rather take a gun and end a person's life than come up with any other alternative. These easy access to guns are leading to more and more and more deaths. Every day, and with the way we are now currently, we're on the path to get even worse if we don't do anything about it. Guns have really took the world by storm, and these guns are going to continue to make a negative impact if we don't change the laws or anything about it in this world. My name is Jason Cherry, and thank you for listening.